Leo, Edeku dédé àsìkò yìí. Hey guys, it's Aderonke again, and today I'd like to touch on the yin and yang briefly. In the Yoruba culture, do we have an equivalent of the yin and yang? Is there anything somewhat similar that we have? So I'd like to talk about that. So first of all, the yin and yang are related to Taoism, Taoist philosophy, and it's basically that there are two sides to everything. If you see something as beautiful, definitely ugliness is created, just by appreciating that thing and calling it beautiful. You've created ugliness. You've somehow inferred that there are some things that are ugly, and if you say that something is good, you somehow infer that some things are bad. So basically that there are two sides to everything. So anyway, in relation to good and bad, yang is seen as the masculine side and is seen as the good side. So again, the symbol means good and bad, positive and negative, soft and hard, type of thing, just opposites. So yang is masculine and it's considered the good, and good is equivalent to ire in Yoruba. Ire can also mean blessing. So if you were trying to translate yin and yang to Yoruba or look for Yoruba equivalents to them, ire would be yang, because ire being the whitish part, the white part, don't relate this to race, please, is seen as the good, the nice, the blessing, good things. Anyway, so the next one is the yin. And in relation to good and bad, it's seen as the feminine, it's the dark one, the bad. And bad or evil is equivalent to ibi in Yoruba. So if you're looking for a Yoruba equivalent of yin in relations to good and bad, ibi would be your go-to word. Ibi can be bad, it could be evil, and it could be misfortune. That's another thing that it could mean, misfortune. So you've probably noticed that I mentioned masculine and feminine. The white side of the yin and yang circle is often considered masculine. The other side is feminine. But then I wonder why femininity is associated. Like, why would you even mention masculinity and femininity and ascribe the dark side to the woman? I guess it's not supposed to be like bad, like literally just like more eating, more dark, more intimate, more emotional type thing, more not as open, so that's the philosophy. But in Yoruba, we don't really ascribe genders to the yin and yang of sorts that we have. But anyway, I'm going to mention this, that we Yoruba people, in Yoruba philosophy, we have a saying that tibitirela daliaye. This is proof that we also have a yin and yang type, philosophy. We say tibitirela daliaye. It translates to the world was created with both good and bad, and it translates to in life there is both the good and the bad, the yin and the yang. So that I would say basically that's proof that since day one, the Yoruba people have had a yin and yang type, view of the world as well. That you can have good, but definitely you're going to have evil too, especially when it's not good. Then it becomes evil. So I said it transliterates to the world was created with both good and bad, and I've mentioned that. Now, like I've said, the gender thing is not something we have in the culture, saying that the yin is the feminine and the yang is the masculine, the yin is the bad and yang is the good. We don't have that type. In the Yoruba culture, associating good with one of the two traditional genders exists as well, but it's not to be inferred that the other gender is bad, that the yin, the feminine, is the bad, the evil, the dark side. We don't have that. So with the Yoruba people, it is the opposite. The feminine, which again, if you're going to relate it to this philosophy, the yin and yang type philosophy, would be yin. The feminine, which would be yin, is often associated with good, growth, fertility, blessing, sensitivity, craftiness or brilliance, peace, beauty, and maternity. So what do I mean by craftiness? Craftiness in the sense that it's like just knowing what to do without necessarily exercising too much physical strength, like being able to use your mental strength. Like females are more associated with being able to think and come up with things, and men would often seek advice from their wives because they know how powerful their minds can be, and sometimes they would want to stay away from those women, especially if they know that they're very capable of leading them astray. So that kind of craftiness, you get my point. So the masculine is often associated with physical strength, like I said, force, authority, command, control, which are good too, which are not necessarily bad. So we don't have that, yin is feminine, it's the dark. We don't associate it with genders. We don't associate good and bad with like any gender. It's not gender, just in our yin and yang, gender is not, there's no feminine and or masculine or anything of that nature. Just to buttress my point that we also associate good with a particular gender, in most cases, which happens to be the feminine gender, in most cases, every year we say Odun Ayabo Funwa in our prayers as a part of our good wishes. We transliterate to may the year be feminine for us, and it translates to may the year be good or fruitful or prosperous or fertile for us. So Abo is female. I don't think I've mentioned that. Abo is female. Ako is male. Nobody ever says Odwa Yako, which transliterates to may the year be masculine and infers may the year be hard or ash or barren or tough. Odwa Yako is in fact a curse. So it's not the same, but yeah, something we relate to some things. I don't know if I'm making sense. We have that type of opposite type view of the world as well, that the world is made up of opposites. Once you have something and you place it above the equilibrium, you definitely get another side to it. You get the bad side to it. And if you make something bad, you definitely infer that there's a good side to it type thing. So anyway, yin and yang, ibi atire, ibi, ire, yin and yang, ibi, ati, ire, and is ati. So I hope you enjoyed that. I tried to keep that as brief as I could. If you have any questions, please ask me. If you'd like to support the project, the links are here. Please check them out. And yes, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. And bye-bye.